views and opinions expressed on Geeks Under the Influence are that of the panelists and not of our sponsors, Amazon.com and TeePublic. Parental discretion is advised.
Oh, Bullet Time. Fucking you remember? Everybody was jacking off to Bullet Time. Like it was the greatest thing that's ever happened in cinema. And people were losing their fucking minds. Just going to the theater screaming, "I'm coming!" with every Bullet Time. That was just me,
I'm sure we all had that one friend who watched, a lot of Japanese action films.
Yeah.
Or Chinese action films. I mean, to like the 10th degree. They could tell you anything about anything. Mm-hmm. And would probably, and I remember we had a friend like that, Benson, when we watched The Matrix, watch it over and over. It'd always be like, stolen from this, stolen from that.
Sure.
Not even done that well. But I mean, he loved the concept of the movie. Mm-hmm. But when you have those type of friends, you're like, listen, I love you, but don't ruin this for me.
Yeah, right.
It's that borderline of Hong Kong action film.
Right.
With anime, trippy, phase your mind kind of stuff. And Gibson's Neuromancer. All in one, like, weird swirly. And it works because it's just so fucking bizarre.
Mm-hmm.
I would say my biggest experience with anime style, the Japanese animation style, would probably have been Aeon Flux.
Oh,
MTV.
Also,
and the Max had the same animation style.
Oh, sure, yeah.
But like that was that was the only experience I really had going into the first film. So like I didn't really know what I was going into,
Sure.
and I think that's why the first one to this day just still hits me so hard. When you watch it, you're still just like, holy fuck, this movie's.
I mean, the moment that it starts, the moment you hear the just that kind of music in the background and the trickling down, like. I automatically feel excited again every time I watch it. I've watched it several times.
It's like a Pavlovian response, almost like
yeah, yeah. My kids of age now. My kids of age now, where it's totally going to confuse her, but she really wants to watch it. I'm like, all right, we're going to do this. So we have a plan to watch all three.
What do you mean 3?
Apparently he's going to be a purist.
Yeah.
Show her the first one and tell her there's 2 more if you want to watch them.
And a 4th.
Quell your curiosity.
Which
I'm sure she'll
is an
think
apology
of it,
letter for the second 2.
Yeah.
Well, she'll think about it semi-deeply, I would hope, but I don't think she's going to break it down but so much. I mean, I still learned shit. I rewatched it, and there's a lot of things that I picked up, and I never would have thought before.
It sounds like she's going to do about as good a job as we're going to do on this episode. As we're only going to break it down but so much.
Truth.
Yeah.
Oh, no, well, yeah.
Oh, and on this episode, we are not going to be discussing just the new Matrix movie, Matrix Resurrection.
I think only one person's seen it.
What's that?
I think only one person has seen it.
I've seen it.
I've seen it.
Yeah. Oh, I saw it. I saw
So
it
one person has
not seen it. Yeah, nah.
I saw it the day it was released.
It's all right.
Yeah.
I'll watch it for free.
I did too.
Yeah, I watched it on HBO, but
It's on HBO?
it was on HBO.
on HBO.
It was on
Oh,
HBO for the
okay.
opening.
Is it?
They are actually upset. Keanu was telling
didn't
people,
know
don't go
HBO.
watch it on HBO first. Go see it in
He wants to
theaters."
fucking get the return.
I mean,
But we are going to be talking about that movie as well as the original trilogy as well. I mean, the first Matrix movie is pretty much across the board beloved by people that are fans of the movies. Difference of opinions with the other 2. I think also universal agreement that the third one is hot garbage. There are a little bit more of a mix on the second one.
I could tolerate the second one. Third one can...
Yeah, is pretty rough. But we'll get into our personal opinions on it and kind of the building of this universe and the opening up of this conversation about like living in a simulation and how some people actually believe that to be true.
Simulacrum.
Yep, and philosophy injected into our action films. On this episode, all about the Matrix films. Welcome.
Yeah.
Well, that's actually the drunken scene is just going to be all of us doing our best. Whoa. Yeah.
Whoa.
Is
Whoa.
Whoa.
And the refusal. All right, got it.
Yep.
All right.
Thank you so much for joining us for another episode of Geeks Under the Influence. We recently had a new Matrix movie come out, but instead of talking about just that movie for an hour, I thought it was important for us to really talk about the series of films in general. We, of course, were not a podcast in 1999 when the first Matrix movie came out.
Slacker.
Yeah, I know. It was really
We'd be in
Weren't you the only one out of high school?
Yeah.
Out of this group, yeah. I was the only one that was a legal adult when this movie came out. Yeah,
Jesus.
I didn't graduate for like another 2 years.
Likewise.
I
3,
was-
actually.
I still wasn't even in high school.
Fucking baby.
This movie came out, I think, like right after I was out of high school. So like I didn't ever get the guy in the trench coat with the glasses. Like I did in '99 with the trench coat mafia.
Yeah.
Like that was the trench coated people I dealt with, or being accused of being a member of the trench coat mafia.
I forgot about the trench coat mafia. That shit
it
was
after Columbine, and it was a whole.
That was my graduation.
Yeah,
year.
that was a thing.
Yeah.
Fucking ugh.
And then comes the Matrix, and they're like, "Fuck, man, we just got these kids to not wear trench coats." Like,
I didn't even think about that.
Right.
That didn't even cross my mind. I was like, fuck.
When I first saw that movie, the for 2 things I wanted the most were the sunglasses and the Nokia phone. I thought it was the coolest fucking phone
the phone
ever.
Was the coolest
You know,
thing
Nokia
ever.
funded that fucking movie.
Oh, shit.
Hold on. Whose sunglasses did you want?
Well, it really depends on which scene, but Morpheus, when he first shows up,
There you go. That's the correct answer.
my second choice would have been
Of course,
Neo's
this
at the
bald
end.
fucks wants Morpheus's glasses.
I more have just a wider face, and so does Lawrence Fishburne, who actually progressively gets wider as he gets older. So like it just works.
I got a wide head. Sunglasses often make me look like a Nazi doctor because they like push out the sides, so it looks narrow.
What was the name of the doctor from Winter Soldier?
Oh, Lord.
Let's start calling him that.
Right. But okay, let me introduce the panel before we get it too deep into the Matrix. Before we enter the Matrix, first up, of course, is the Dungeon Master, and you can take that any way you want to.
Damn right.
Jack is here.
Hey, always good to be back.
Happy to have you.
Yep.
What was your last episode?
Yeah, I was trying to think of the last episode.
Last episode I thought was What If? Is that what it?
Wow, maybe.
Was it What If it was a MODOK?
No, because we did What If after MODOK.
Yeah,
Okay.
What If was after MODOK.
Yeah, What
'cause-
If? Okay.
Yeah, I did MODOK with you,
Yeah.
and then What
So
If?
I wasn't
you was
on
one of
last.
your
That's my
offers.
last episode with you was MODOK.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Okay.
Okay. Cool.
So yeah, it's been a little bit. Not
It's been a minute.
crazy long, but yeah, a little bit.
A little bit.
So happy to have you back to talk about The Matrix.
Always.
Oh yeah. This is the fuel that has kept goth clubs going all this time.
The
Some
amount.
14-year-old watches The Matrix and is like, I'm into fetish now. Cool.
Yeah. No. Whenever like somebody wants to run some kind of tabletop game and they want to illustrate like you're in a fetish club, they pretty much tap either The Matrix or Blade.
Yep.
Fucking Blade too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
fucking Blade.
Yeah.
Because it was because the blood drop was just fell.
The blood rave.
Yeah,
was
the blood rave was
amazing sequence.
Well,
though.
There's a couple movies that have that like goth rave scene in it.
And they're all ripping off the same fucking 5-minute sequence.
Strangeland with D. Snyder has like one of the most badass. Like there's like orb cages. They're like swinging above the
You had
stage.
Bile playing on
Bile is
stage.
playing. Like
Yeah.
it's fucking rad as shit. I've been watching
The Crow.
rewatching
definitely
the
The Crow.
Righteous Gemstones, and before the new season dropped.
Mhm.
And in the first season, they go to this like abandoned warehouse. Constant goth rave where there's like people run around naked and doing drugs wide in the open and like fucking just out in the crowd.
So
And
anyone who's listening, that is exactly how it is.
So that
totally
sounds
like
like
that.
also like a punk show, just with a lot of leather.
It-
Just fucking in the crowd. I mean,
it's
also-
leather instead of jean
I mean,
material.
everybody brought all of their bondage gear with them, and they're just like suspending over the crowd, and it looks the most incredible club that I've ever seen, and I want to go to there.
Mhm.
And they're never like that's not how real clubs are. You know, they're not to that.
not in
degree.
America. I feel
or
like.
or
Not in
Satan's
America.
Club and Bedazzled.
Yeah, nowhere above,
Right.
nowhere above ground, or at least if it is, it's way above ground.
Yeah,
It's like-
Probably in Germany.
Probably.
I'm
Probably
saying
probably in
everything,
Germany.
but I feel like it's always going to end with shit in German porn. It's just
Yes.
always going to go to shit, literally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're
Scheisse
right.
porn.
Either in Germany or like the third sub basement in Trent Reznor's mansion. Like
Yeah.
that's where
We are 3 minutes in. We're already off the rails.
Third sub basement. Holy fuck. Oh. Anyway.
All right, let's get on to our next panelist. One of the Geekfathers is here. The baldest and most Morpheus looking, as pale as he is,
I mean, in this crowd.
because you're bald.
Mm,
That's
yep.
all. That's all I got, really.
Hello, Hobbit.
Yeah, that's not even close. But good try.
No, he's Sexy Trinity.
Sexy Trinity. That's right on the chat. Sexy
Yeah.
Trinity.
I'm the Moto. I think they call it the code. The code within the code.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
damn.
That's exactly. So
No, you're what's his face that always has like a bad toupee in most of his movies. That's who you are.
what are you talking about from the first one?
You want the
Cypher?
fucking steak? Yeah, you're Cypher.
You think it's Cypher?
fucker.
A cipher, yeah.
Ah!
like-
oh!
I don't care if it's fake. It tastes good.
Look, Cypher was a great asshole. A great asshole.
I think that character fulfilled his purpose
Oh, yes.
exactly
he
as he
did.
needed
I mean,
to.
for the sake of how deep the Matrix is, he had a justifiable reason for saying "fuck it." I don't agree
yeah.
with it, but he had a justifiable reason for saying "fuck it."
Yeah.
Like when you see him eating that like nice medium
I
rare
know,
steak,
right? I'm like, oh, God.
And he's like-
I want that too.
Sipping
ignorance
on-
is bliss. I'm like, yeah.
drinking wine, fucking eating
Smoking a
fucking-
cigar,
Dude.
drinking wine,
Dude.
medium rare steak in a nice restaurant, and I want to be an actor. I'm like, you know what? Yeah.
His
so
other
do
choice
I.
is like creamed corn and like potato sacks made into
Cold.
clothes.
cold.
Yeah.
It's all cold.
which is a pretty cool and important choice that when you watch the first one, if you really thought about it, you know, it's like, what would I be? Would I really want to live like in the fucking sewers and underground, or would I just want to be oblivious because ignorance is bliss and stay in the Matrix? Once you have the choice.
Once
What
you have the
choice would you
choice,
make?
it's apathy, and not that point. At that point, not ignorance. You know, and you just don't care.
See, I think what
Well,
they
I
should have
don't know if
done
you don't-
is like rescued a bunch of like train hopping squatter punks from the simulation and be like, "This is the future," and they're like, "Yeah, okay." It's like
See,
not
cool.
affected
Yeah, it's
at
not
all.
anything, whatever.
See,
Like
see,
we sleep in the sewers all the time. This is not a big deal for us.
the Matrix introduces that question as like the absolute version where you can choose to forget the truth, which is not
right.
how the question actually works. Is like once you know the truth, you can't go back.
Exactly. Like
Not-
as I'm saying,
not really.
by not being able to forget, then you're just choosing
Mhm.
to know that this is a lie and not caring. Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's
You know.
kind of what happens in the new Matrix Resurrections is with Neo's character is that he's so buried in. Well, I mean, granted, once you get to the end of the film and find out why, you know, he's alive,
Yeah.
B, the way he's powered down a little bit, but he's chose to forget that, even though he can't forget it. So all those memories, no matter how damaged his brain might be, keep haunting him. You know, like that's the biggest part of the movie is that he's just constantly haunted by the past, so much so that he makes a fucking video game out of it to make sense of it.
So the question becomes: is he actually Cypher?
Well,
No, he's the original program of the Xbox original Enter the Matrix video game.
no, but Agent Smith was Cypher, and everybody else.
No. Think about this.
He's the only.
He
Okay,
enters.
let's get into the rest of the
All right,
introductions
all right,
first
all right,
before we get into. Let's get the
We're gonna bring out
introductions
the
knocked out here.
metaphysics on this shit.
Yeah.
My co-host on the show, co-runner of the network with me, Mr. Lowdown Bound MacGyver.
What's going on, everybody? How you doing? Yeah, they're about to get deep, and spoilers. If you hadn't noticed, figured it out. I haven't seen the new one yet, so that's gonna be fun. I don't care how deep you talk
No.
about it. I'm just like, okay.
I mean,
No,
what's
actually, I
going
think that's valuable in this conversation is the person who hasn't seen it.
Really?
yeah.
Well,
Well, it's
because
like trying to
yeah.
badly explain a movie to somebody that hasn't seen it, and you're like, they did what? Having that outside
So is
perspective.
it trying to
yeah.
badly explain a movie to somebody, or trying to badly explain a bad movie to somebody?
It's badly explained. We're going to badly explain the movie that's
Yeah.
sort of an apology letter for the second two, but a true sequel to the first.
Have you ever had a 5-year-old try to tell you a story?
Yes.
And you got like you know the characters, you kind of know what's kind of going on, but
Yeah.
really it didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Well,
You basically caught
welcome to
words.
the rest of your evening.
You basically caught words.
Yeah.
So you're describing that's how the whole movie is?
No, we're gonna do it really with.
No,
with
that's
the-
how we're going to do it.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Oh, okay.
we're
Say,
gonna
if that's
do
how the movie is, I'll take 2 and 3 over that.
Oh no.
Oh
No,
no. Honestly, I'll take 4 over 2 and 3.
Ooh,
That's me.
that's.
Huh.
I don't know if
Interesting.
I would
I
make
hadn't
that
thought
choice.
about, like,
We'll
placing
get deeper into that when we get to it.
Yeah.
Hey, we got one more person. The founder of this shit show that he is desperately trying to wrangle tonight,
The-
and
the-
failing miserably.
So he's the architect tonight.
Yeah, I guess
Oh,
so.
fuck.
Oh, man.
Yeah. The architect.
I want to be the analyst.
the leader of the Tucci gang, Mike
that's
Hobbit
right.
Bickett.
Damn right.
Tucci Gang.
Tucci.
Represent. Tucci Gang, of course, we have a Tucci Gang design on the TeePublic website.
Well, you're
Which
wearing
has-
it, so
that I'm
which has
wearing
not
currently.
received a cease and desist yet. Somehow.
has not. And also is selling very well.
really?
Yeah.
I just still don't understand
Literally,
it.
the Tucci Gang shirt is our top seller.
You gotta
Holy
love
shit.
the Tooch. You gotta love the
Gotta
Tooch.
love the Tooch.
I mean, I like him. And
He's
stuff
the
I've seen
only
him in.
reason I can rewatch Burlesque.
He's one of those actors that like he's
Oh.
not a super celebrity. He's not like the top list #1 celebrity, but everybody likes him, and he's always solid in his performances, and he's a likable person.
he's good in
Yeah.
everything.
He's a great character actor.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
everywhere.
So it's just kind of funny that there's this like beloved feeling about him because he's just like this warm, nice guy that you're like, him. All right, good for him.
The only reason I can rewatch Burlesque is because of all the juicy tits and ass that Christina Aguilera brings. Oh, and her voice.
That's in every one of her music videos.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is a really long music video,
Essentially,
and she
yes.
wears less in some scenes than she does in her music video.
I only need the length of a music video. Like, I don't need 2 hours.
I mean, good
I don't
for
know.
you.
Tighten up your stroke game. I don't know what to tell you.
Sometimes you want to romance yourself in the moment.
See?
Maybe it doesn't matter because none of it's real anyways.
Fair.
It's all a simulation.
Yeah.
I guarantee
It's
you
all
Christina
rel-
Aguilera's
it's-
ass is real.
It's
Oh
all
my
relative
God.
and indifferent all at
Glorious
the
that
same
it is.
time.
For more of our
Fuck yeah.
insights into Christina Aguilera and Mariah Carey,
There's your
movies, check
proof
out
right there.
GUIPodcast.com
Yeah.
for links to all of our shows. You can find that.
There's your cease and desist right
Yeah, there it is.
Chooch.
Yeah.
First Matrix, it is a little bit heady, but it is, by the end of the film, approachable. Like, you can understand kind of the nature of what this universe is trying to like portray.
I wouldn't call it heady. I would call it a glancing blow on the philosophy that they were trying to go for. Anything that is deep in that movie is more alluded to than actually explicitly
Yeah,
used.
absolutely. Yeah,
It's a gorgeous action movie. It is like trying to paint a paint by numbers, but you're using actual oil brushes and turning it into the Mona Lisa. It is a beautiful action movie with some hints at philosophy.
sure.
Well, I mean, I guess in some way I can agree with you. I would think of like What Dreams May Come as more of that type of description than I would The Matrix.
I mean, no, in the palette of an action film, it's beautiful.
Well, sure it is. I mean, yes, I granted, and there was no doves, which at the time was very widely used within certain like John Woo films.
No, we got the crows in the second movie.
We got, that's right. But you know that movie with the philosophy that they used within it, I thought was one of the kind in which they used it with the action. Like the action was a philosophy and the philosophy was the action. But really, if you watch it more and more, then the whole point is for you to catch a little bit more of this and a little bit more of that. Was that a glitch? Was this the, you know, and it makes you think deeply, and it really shouldn't. I mean, you know, for those type of movies, it really shouldn't make you think any deeper about it than that was fucking badass.
Yeah.
I love how they slowed shit down and blew this up.
Yeah.
But you don't. That's your initial reaction. But when you really watch it 1 or 2, 3 times, you kind of go, "Oh, that's not that movie, really."
Yeah.
I've got to agree. It's a beautiful action film that has like substance.
Yeah.
Because there's tons of beautiful action films that
True.
are good and you rewatch them, but they're basically popcorn films. This was an action film that had everything of one of those action films, but with substance.
Yeah.
And you got the substance even the first time you watched it. You know, at least I feel like I did.
Definitely.
The one thing that I liked about the first movie that was interesting to me, and the amount of time that they took wasn't like too much, was the weird philosophical exposition dumps that they had at different points. Like there's the complete white room with Morpheus where he's explaining like what is real and trying to explain the Matrix while like bringing up like machine guns and shit. And, and it's this moment for them to kind of fully explain within the context of the scene what's actually happening and give you more depth about like the psychology and philosophy of this universe. And they have a couple of those in the film just to kind of like give you that depth a little bit. But as you go into each subsequent film after that, there are more and more of these exposition dumps that happen where like half the film ends up being just people literally explaining the plot.
That's one of the many failures.
Nothing more than two.
I think that leads into why the series doesn't do as well the further along you go into it, because in the first movie, Neo is a character blank. He doesn't have a lot of personality. He doesn't have a lot of history. He doesn't have a lot of depth because he's supposed to be the audience insert. And that's why there are these exposition dumps, because they're explaining to Neo, the new guy, the shit that he needs to know to survive in this world. But by the time you get to the second, third, and ultimately fourth film, it's like he's supposed to be the experienced one at that point. And there is no point of view character to explain the new shit to. So they're explaining it to the guy who should already know this by now.
Sure.
Well, because you forgot. That's pretty simple right in.
In the fourth,
in the
not
second
in the
one,
second.
No, I know,
in the second one, they're explaining like their town, like
Right,
he's new to
right.
town, and they're like, on Tuesdays we do sexy, sweaty rave dancing, and then on Sunday the robots attack. It's kind of a complicated schedule.
They couldn't live up to the under the weight of the first one because they set a lot of like philosophical thoughts out there. Like, think about this. And there's a lot of things that I think were originally meant to be unanswered. I think that was the original intent. And if you watch it by itself, you don't need anything else. It's a great movie. You don't need anything after that. You want to see that's why they give you more action and more explanation in the second one. But you don't need it. You don't need it because the first one is supposed to be there to like linger in your mind over time. But I guess the studios wanted more. And that's what you got. And I wouldn't say they're bad.
The Matrix
but
showed up out of nowhere and was like, by the way, thunk, and just dropped its big money dick on the table. And so, yeah, of course, the producers were like, can we do like a couple more of those real quick? And Wachowski's being relatively new to the scene. They weren't like known directors at that time. We're like, yeah, okay.
right.
Cool. We want to make Ninja Assassin, so yeah, we'll do the 2 more Matrix movies.
And, V for Vendetta.
V for Vendetta, yeah.
Which I absolutely love.
I
that
fucking
movie.
love
yeah.
that movie so much.
As much as Alan Moore hates V for Vendetta is how much I love V for Vendetta.
I don't understand why he hates it so much.
Because Alan Moore is a sad, pathetic little man who
Has wrote some really amazing comic arcs.
He's wrote some amazing comic arts, but those comics also involve some really disgusting themes that I'm not going to defend as part of defending some of his good works. Like, I don't like Alan Moore, so him attacking the Wachowskis for reinventing his work to be more relatable to the audience that they had in their palm of their hand, I'm going to ignore him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Also, the Wachowskis made Speed Racer.
Well, let's not.
I kind of defend that movie. It's not great, but it's fun. That's a fucking fun movie.
Which is what Speed Racer needs to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it didn't need to be anything else.
Yeah, there was
than what
no
it was.
point in Speed Racer. There were like the thing about racing is its velocity versus, and then like does math problems to fucking Speedy, and he's like,
But that is actually speed, though, and physics.
But yeah, but they're not trying to explain the like philosophy
Where's
of
the rails
racing
again?
cars and shit.
Oh, the rails we're gone. We're
Yeah.
fine.
We lost those before we started the episode.
We're somewhere in a field, just trying to dodge.
We are in Ecto 1 driving through a fucking wheat field right now, okay?
I mean, I thought we were in the middle of Ready Player One.
Ooh,
Which
I would
is-
love to be there. Yeah.
I wouldn't, because Ready Player One is the poor man's version of Snow Crash, which
What the fuck
is
that is.
I'm not sure.
Snow Crash is the derivative of Neuromancer, which is also what the Matrix cribbed a lot of points from.
It's all
like-
derivative.
Honestly, Ready Player One, Snow Crash, and the Matrix owe so much to Gibson for like the ideas of what cyberspace is, what virtual
I mean, he
reality
created
can
the
become.
term cyberpunk. So
Yeah. Do androids dream of electric sheep, where the ultimate goal of humanity is to be empathetic towards your fellow man?
Hmm.
I mean, that's a lot of the philosophy.
Would you reference for the listeners that don't know?
Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep is the original book on which Blade Runner was based.
Mm-hmm.
And in the original book, humanity has been so fucked up that the ultimate version of humanity is to be as empathetic as possible to other humans. So you do these things to be more empathetic, to be more humane to other humans, even though the world at large isn't.
To basically give a shit about each other.
And I think that's a lot of the philosophy that that most cyberpunk sort of falls into, because we're coming into this age where we're more interconnected, but we're less humane to one another because of the separation of how we're interconnected to one another.
Yeah, the technological advances are ultimately, the technology technically forces us to be separate.
Right.
Well, and with this being a very technologically focused film as well, it does really talk about like how people interconnect with one another, and also how we view ourselves through technology.
Yeah.
Where like there's a version of Neo that is like cool as shit with the trench coat and the glasses and looks fucking dapper as shit, and then there's the version of him that's just like his shirt's untucked and he's late for work and he's like just all scraggly. And
So now trench coats, I'm going to call people dapper. I think of dapper, I think of the Kingsman.
Digital projection of your
You mean the
physical
agents?
self.
Yeah.
I think.
Yes. The agents are dapper.
But also, one thing the Matrix also does, which is a common trope that's used constantly in films, is the feeling of being the one, about fulfilling a prophecy. You've got it in Star Wars, in
Lord of the Rings,
Harry Potter. That's a constant thing. But the one thing that is different about the Matrix versus those movies is that the hero pushes against his
path,
a lot harder. Where like to believe in his path is to choose basically insanity. At one point, he has to jump off a building basically to prove that like he's not crazy.
True.
I mean, it's also like neutral mass characters in general are supposed to be audience inserts. So they usually end up being, the one or the prophesized coming of, and then it's like the more talented characters around them are the ones supporting him. And whereas the Matrix like gives him like these unique abilities where he has a specific insight, ultimately he is the one because he sees through the prophecy and to realize that it's just another method of control. But like in so doing, he ultimately expresses why a lot of people attach onto Neo as a character is because he is so his feeling of isolation is so extreme that he has difficulty relating to people inside and outside the system.
So basically like a Joe Rogan podcast listener.
Oh God, don't relate him to that.
Just so separated from everyone else.
You had to make it weird.
Yeah.
I always found it cool that obviously the name that he chooses to show the world his real self, which is Neo, and the name that the prophecy being the one is,
I'm not great at anagrams, but the fact that I didn't get that right away made me so mad at myself the first time I saw the
Were you really upset?
I was like, I'm not good at anagrams, but that is 3 fucking letters, sir. Like, I should be better than that.
But it has a deeper meaning because he innately chose something that was inherently his destiny. It wasn't like here, even though they showed him what the real world is, it says like here, and it was a shock. Innately, he had already chosen that path. That was already chosen for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, except it was also a tip-off to the point that he is the one, but he is also the one who's breaking out of the cycle as Neo, meaning new.
Right, so it's a snake eating its tail.
An Ouroboros.
Yeah.
Now, one thing I found interesting with the new Matrix movie that reeked of like trying to explain why Lawrence Fishburne isn't in it is that there's like the Lawrence Fishburne replacement, but it's actually a program that is
it's a moto.
Like it's a moto where it's basically like they brain scanned Morpheus and then or all of the experiences of Morpheus they put into
they just gave him a new skin,
an NPC basically.
Yeah, they gave him a new skin.
It became self-aware.
Yeah.
Morpheus just got bit by a bee and now he's Candyman. It's the same actor.
Yeah, same actor. And the fact that
Candyman travels through those channels.
He does.
He's a
man, let's get a Matrix Candyman crossover. I'm down.
Dear God.
Well, then you're tapping into the multiverse.
I mean, Matrix does sort of leave the door open for any kind of supernatural film because they said that defunct programs are like vampires and werewolves and ghosts. So, yeah, Candyman.
If we get a horror Matrix film, like,
oh God, I would pay money for that.
I would.
I thought we already had that with Underworld. Then
no, fuck you. Oh, dude,
same wardrobe, but
I mean,
same look.
I still
so many
paid
things
to
were
see
stolen.
all of those movies.
I paid for the first 2.
Yeah.
Once they did the prequel thing,
you have more pride than I do, sir.
I watched it.
I watch anything with
on the
werewolves.
DVD.
On the DVD.
I was not paying for that.
Yeah.
I watch for anything with that much latex and ass.
Oh, well, especially with Kate Beckinsale.
She's sexy as fuck, but let's face it, she doesn't have a huge ass.
Latex and Ass was actually the original sequel title for this last Matrix movie, but they figured that it wasn't.
Now, she would have looked great as Trinity, but the who they originally got to play is perfect.
Kate Moss is great.
I love that Kate Moss when she's
sees serious
Neo,
and badass,
she
but sexy
reacted
at the
to
same
seeing
time.
Neo again the same way that I think any like housewife, like American Midwest housewife would if Keanu Reeves came up and was like, run away with me.
Right.
And she was like, fuck my husband, fuck my kids. Like, I'm cool. Let's go.
I'm so bored.
Just fully fucking abandoned her family. Like, cool. Yep. I'm not even quite sure what's going on yet, but yeah, let's fucking do this thing.
I think that's most anyone.
Yeah.
I'd do it.
Women. Yeah.
In a heartbeat.
Keanu?
Yeah. Keanu Reeves? Fuck yeah.
Right off in one of his motorcycles.
His one vice is just motorcycles.
Yeah. There's these TikToks that people do where they come running up to the cameras like, I break into your house. What do you do? But if it's Keanu Reeves, it'd be like, I break into your house and tell you to come with me. What will you do? And the answer will always be like, I go with you. Like
I don't even need to pack.
Yeah, we'll get clothes along the way.
We're never going to get him to do an interview anymore.
We'll have so many things before my husband cancels my credit cards.
Yeah, no, oh my God, there should be a short film of him doing that to a bunch of American Midwestern housewives and then driving them to a theater to see the new Matrix movie, and that's the only way he can get people to actually go to the theater to see it.
Damn.
Could they make that a short in the new Animatrix?
Yeah,
They
right.
just do a new Animatrix, and that's the
It's
short.
like, where are we
one of
going?
the shorts.
You'll see.
I might be in the minority here at the table for this, but like
No, that's
honestly, I
Lowdown.
think the Animatrix.
Well, no, okay,
Hey,
no,
no.
okay, all right,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah,
Hey.
just,
the
A, not the.
yeah.
A minority.
a minority.
Yeah, okay.
One of.
As far as saying that the Animatrix, I think, was probably the purest version of the like the film series.
I
that
could
we're
agree to
getting.
that.
Yeah.
I can agree to that.
Yeah, that was one of the best things to come out. And if you think about it now, at the time it came out, we were seemingly like so far away from that sort of reality being
Well,
a
we
reality.
were craving any kind of content from the universe.
Sure. Well,
Well,
now?
It came out right before the
Right
second
before
one?
the second movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it hyped everybody up.
So
and
how?
then,
But like,
then you
I
watch the
enjoyed that
second
more
one, you go,
than
that's not
two.
that's not what I just saw.
Yeah.
Like, I need more of this.
Yeah.
They're like, here's white boys with dreadlocks. And we're like, no,
Yeah.
I lived near at the time. I was like, I lived at the beach. I've seen that before.
But
I
think
don't want
about-
to see that in
And
a
they
Matrix
smell.
movie.
We are
And they don't wear
Yes.
white suits. I'll tell you
Oh
that.
God, no.
we are actually
They
closer.
play with dragon sticks
They're
and
definitely-
smell of patchouli.
They're
That's
definitely covered in white powder, though.
Yeah,
I
that's
guarantee
true.
you that.
Oh, fuck patchouli.
Uh,
Oh, God.
Think about this though, that we are closer to that reality than we've ever been, and then not in like an alarmist like you're crazy not looking at the big picture situation. Look at the big picture from where things were to where they are now. I mean, they really are closer to that type of reality than ever. There's Elon Musk is probably behind most of that.
Well, then there's
Uh,
Facebook's meta and shit that they're
vomit
doing now.
reaction.
which
That
is like,
shit. What?
very early
dude,
stage.
That
Vomit
is
reaction.
creepy as
Now,
fuck. to me.
Elon Musk has done created the I forget what
He's
they
trying
called
to do
it,
a
but
brain interface.
brain
oh, the
interface.
Neuralink.
The
Yeah.
Neuralink,
Yeah.
and they say
Fuck
says
that.
says it
Dude.
works.
No.
No,
No.
no.
Oh,
I don't care if it works. No.
Although he makes a good point that we're already like that with our phones, anyways.
Are we?
No, we're not.
That we're tapped into
Young
it so
people are.
much.
It's
No,
one of
we're
those
not.
things
Most
that
people
are
there
not.
there are ways that technology could be fucking fantastic for certain situations, like somebody with prosthetic limbs to be able
Yes.
to build like robotic
Yes,
limbs for
but-
people that have
But the
missed limbs.
percentage
Right.
of good versus
But-
evil.
and that's
Dude.
every fucking sci-fi movie.
No
ends with
shit.
somebody learning how to like grow crops, and then they end up destroying the fucking earth. Like that's just
Everything becomes
it's-
Ultron.
it's so
it's
sad.
like it was made for good reasons, and then there's fucking Oppenheimer.
You're right.
With the
It's like
with the
every
nuclear
single
bomb,
science
or the atom
project
bomb.
it turns into Ultron.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
are no strings on me.
Yeah.
Honestly, Elon Musk is the worst futurist ever conceivable because he is the biggest capitalist futurist that I've ever seen.
But electric cars, man. Electric cars, bro.
Yeah, and he's just interested
Hey,
in money.
whoa, electric
That's
cars,
the problem.
man.
Like
That's
everything
all.
he does is for the sale of the product and to make
I know.
money off of it. He is not a
Oh,
futurist.
you mean like
he is
that?
a capitalist.
You mean like Bash and Don't Look Up? That
my
was
God.
totally Musk, right?
Yeah.
That was totally Musk,
Yeah.
right?
But
Yeah,
he's
he's-
probably closest to creating something like the Matrix, let's say going onto another planet like Mars, or even longer going to another galaxy. When you're in that, that cryo sleep, that might be a way of keeping the mind from breaking.
Like I would never give the keys to humanity to Elon Musk.
Wait,
I'm
so-
sorry.
No, I'm
So-
not saying that you should. I'm just saying
So
that's
is-
probably already in the works.
Wayland Utani, like
I'd sooner trust Wayland
Did Musk,
Yutani
like,
than I would Elon
travel
Musk.
into,
Okay.
into the future and then give Wayland Utani the
It's
ability
actually-
for the cryo
It's
sleep?
actually Elon Bezos is the name of the company.
Yeah. Well, you don't want everything to look like a penis.
Oh God, I'm gonna have to make an
everything.
Elon
How awesome
Wayland
would that
Yutani.
be if like we get a
Elon
new alien
Bezos
movie and
shirt.
like
Yeah.
we get a new alien movie and like that's
That's
like
actually a
they,
pretty easy
they never
logo,
focused on what
EB.
the technology that lets them cryo sleep, and we just get a little Easter egg of like, oh, it's Musk's got like a like a big symbol, like SpaceX symbol on it or something.
Well, we already know that they would just like make the cryo chambers look like the cry boxes that they have on the Amazon floors, and then you're good to go. Yeah.
Oh God.
They'd be too big though, because the cryos they have
Actually,
to like
cryo
small
chambers
versions. They have to
smaller,
like
yeah.
Smaller
Not
boxes.
the cry coffins.
Cry coffins.
We call them cry coffins.
I mean, the
Cry coffins is like double sad.
It is.
I mean, the human pods that you have in the Matrix for like where you're stored while you're still plugged into the Matrix, that's going to be our cryo sleep pods.
That's gross, though. I'm
Yeah.
not a fan of that at
Yeah.
all.
Where
No.
would they feed you
Awful.
intravenously and
Yeah.
It's
but
disgusting.
the
It's
whole
kinda gross.
point is for you not to age. So they have to keep you from aging.
Well,
They can't-
how much do you age in one of those?
Well, I mean, if you from the timeline in the Matrix that I've watched, Matrix Resurrections was actually a good
60
counter to-
years?
Well, you would age. Your body biologically
Right.
would still. You need to
Okay.
stop the aging
Again,
process.
60 years.
Yeah,
How much older was Neo in the movie?
he was at least his age now.
Yeah, that's my point. It's like 60 years, he only aged 20.
But how old was he in the original Matrix? At least 21.
Again,
It was
he
about
aged
mid-20s.
in
20?
60
Yeah.
years, he aged 20.
Right.
So I'd say those pods are doing a
How
pretty
old was
damn good
Keanu
job.
in the original Matrix? So 99.
How old is Keanu now? I think he's ageless. I think
He's in his late
I think he's
in his-
50s,
I
right?
think
He was
he's
in his 30s.
actually an immortal.
And
for
that's
the
what I say. He was in his 30s in the original Matrix.
He's closer to his. He's closer to his 60s now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is ageless, though. I got to
All
give it to him.
Coming back to the universe that we actually started on.
Well, we're going to come back to the universe we actually started on after our break because we're
Okay.
well overdue for the break. We just got carried away with
We covered
I wonder how
everything.
that happened.
No, I think
It was fun.
The train wreck actually ended up becoming like a fun train wreck.
This is
You gotta- sometimes you got to let it fucking happen,
Yeah,
Hobbit.
yeah.
Not try to control everything.
This is like an OG.
Damn
yeah,
architect.
damn me, the
Damn
host,
architect.
the host of the show, trying to keep
Yeah.
like some
Learn your-
continuity. To
And it did
the
what?
conversation.
Learn your
Nothing.
fucking lesson. He failed. He failed, son.
Yeah.
Okay, can't
Yeah.
control everything.
Damn.
Listen to Sexy Trinity here.
Jeez,
Sexy
I love when the entire panel turns on me for trying to keep some coherency to the show.
Yeah.
That's what the Matrix tried to do. Keep coherency
Oh, that's
and order.
now I'm
Trying to
I'm
You're a
controlling-
fucking Smith, you
Oh,
motherfuckers.
wow. All right.
Ouch.
Keep everybody going to work and then going home and going to sleep and cycling it
Fucking
over.
terrible,
again.
man.
All right, we're gonna take a break so I can cry in the shower, and then when we come back, I'm gonna quit and on the air.
Hey,
And
I do have some Boy George on my Spotify already, so if you want that in the shower, I can give you
yeah,
that.
we have a Bluetooth shower speaker. I'm
Sweet,
gonna.
I'll
go.
just sync right
yeah,
up,
yeah,
bro.
Yeah,
It's all good.
perfect. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so stick
The
around.
future is now.
We'll be right back.
Hey guys, Scotty P here with Smash.
On your left.
And we are the Geekfathers. That's right, bringing all the trials and tribulations of being a geeky parent.
So welcome to our world.
And as always, join us.
Or cry.
In a world of blockbuster movies, there's another dimension.
The dimension of schlock cinema. Join us at Beautiful Disasters on a journey into the fringe territory of B-movie abandon.
We review the flicks that are forgotten or underappreciated to give them a proper place in the annals of celluloid history.
I'm the Groots,
F.U. Hunter.
your guides at Beautiful Disasters. Come along with us for a fun ride. May the schlock be with you.
My name is Amy Bogard,
And I'm Mike the Hobbit.
and we are the hosts of Deeply Upsetting, where we use our expertise to answer your most upsetting hypothetical quandaries, such as what non-winged animal deserves wings?
And what body part deserves a secret mouth?
Which cryptid is the worst roommate?
These questions and more that plague you will be answered on Deeply Upsetting, available anywhere you get your podcasts and at GUIPodcast.com.
Coming straight from the mouths of madness, I'm Lowdown.
I'm F.U. Hunter.
Do you love horror?
We fucking do.
So this is a podcast dedicated to all things in cinematic horror. We're talking movies, television, composers, special effects artists. We're gonna fucking cover it.
So if you love horror,
Embrace the madness.
We're back for Geeks Under the Influence, all things The Matrix films. But before we enter The Matrix yet again, we are going to be talking about our sponsors. First up is the person that's probably going to bring the singularity into play and make the robots take over. We're talking about Jeff Bezos and company over at Amazon.com. Right now, the robots are slaves that to bring you all the products. This is not a good start to the
Cry coffins.
Cry coffins. Fuck. Listen.
At this point, I got to lean in because he doesn't let up for like over a year, so I just got to lean in now.
Amazon sucks. We all know it, but it's a necessary evil sometimes. So if you are going to be using
They're not
Amazon.com,
going to stop shopping on Amazon. Like,
what?
no, he's like, like they're not going to stop shopping on Amazon.
I just laughed because I just wanted to be like, and it's okay. Don't worry about that new price hike. Everything will be fine. Just keep paying it.
Yeah. So Amazon, if you need a new black trench coat and you can't find one at Burlington Coat Factory, or I don't think those exist anymore. I'm not sure.
There's
still
one next to my job.
There's one,
okay.
they're still around.
Okay, well, if you don't want to make the hike over to Burlington for your coat, your Matrix coat, then you can go to Amazon.com and try before you buy, where you can get clothes for 7 days and send back what you don't want.
It's called Prime Wardrobe.
Prime Wardrobe is what it's called now. Yeah.
I wonder if they're going to start. It'd be funny to see them start that with their sex toy collection. You just try it out.
I'm sure they probably take extra measure to double check all the the vinyl clothing that they send out.
No, they don't.
No,
I worked there for a year and a half. No, they don't.
No, they don't.
And they don't check on the sex toys either.
Oh no.
I wonder what clothes cost in the Matrix.
Caveat emptor.
I can't imagine returning a sex toy. It's just not.
Well, I mean, you tried it once, it's defective. Whatever.
If it's defective, sure.
Narrow and discreet strap-on attachments.
Well,
I had to process them in returns. Look at my face and understand that this is reality.
Oh no!
Think about it. If you buy,
I kind of want it to be a fucking a Matrix now.
If you buy like a molded stroker from your favorite porn star and then it rips after the first use, I mean, is it that you went too vigorously, or it just was not made really well?
Molded
Quality
Stroker
control
was the name of my Plasmatics cover band back in the day.
It.
Yeah.
We can't even get through ads with being off the rails.
No. All right, listen, Amazon. If you're going to shop Amazon, go through the link at GUIPodcast.com. Click on the link. We get credit for what you purchase, whether it be discreet strap-ons or your Lycra clothing.
It's a deep link.
It's a deep link.
It's a deep link.
Don't expect any green screen of numbers to pop up when you do the. I could probably program that to do it, but I'm not going to do that. No.
People did that way back when it came out for their screensavers.
You remember that?
And
yeah,
shit.
that
It's
was
fucking
such a
terrible.
thing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Amazon.com. Make sure you go through our link. You know the deal. If you listen to episodes before, you've heard me do this whole spiel before. But yeah, it does help. It does help us purchase stuff for the show.
No.
So our next sponsor is really where we get the majority of our income, and for good reason. We've got some great designs available through Tooch. TeePublic. If you go to GUIPodcast.com/store, we got a link to our TeePublic page, or just click on the TeePublic link on our homepage. We'll send you to our store. I'm about to take off the holiday designs. I've been meaning to, haven't yet. So, you might have a chance to get it, the holiday designs. If not, they'll be back around in October again. But we still have tons of other designs available. I'm about to drop a couple more on,
of course you are.
On there. Usually, yeah.
Just
cranking them out. I think I'm going to do the Elon Bezos Wayland Yutani logo. I think would be fun.
Give you that. You're welcome.
Yeah,
you're welcome.
Yeah, I
might buy that.
That seems kind of fun. Yeah. There are some designs on there that I don't ever expect anybody to actually purchase, but it's just fun for me to put up, like the.
I know.
Like the Stephen King rules shirt, but it says Jay Baruchel rules.
That's insulting to me, but yes, I understand.
Yeah, it's just fun. So
because
let him have his fetish.
No, it's because it's from Stephen King's rule. Stephen King rules.
Yeah.
Stephen King, Jay Baruchel.
Yeah. Again, let him have his fetish.
It's also the T-shirt that's mostly worn within Monster Squad.
Exactly.
Yep. So yeah, there's that design. There's a million other designs, including the Never Knew Dr. Manhattan design. We've got the Y'all Motherfuckers Need Odin T-shirt.
That's an old one and a fun one.
The Manhattan one.
That one, but I was talking about Y'all Motherfuckers Need Odin.
Odin.
That one's fucking fun.
That's a fun one. There's tons of good stuff on there. The Tucci Gang shirt, of course. The Belle of the Ball, the Tucci Gang T-shirt, of course, and plenty more. So check it out. That we've got not just T-shirts, but there's fucking coffee mugs and baby onesies and pins and buttons, all sorts of stuff available. All right, so those are our sponsors.
Sorry.
So check out TeePublic, shop on Amazon through our link, all that stuff. But now the thing that really gets our juices flowing here on
we've been thoroughly juiced tonight.
Our gel tubs turning,
especially urine. A lot of urine. Full bladder.
Sure. Is that a fetish thing? Are we go back to the fetish thing, Kyle?
No, we're not at a fetish thing.
We are
okay.
never out of the fetish thing with this episode.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
I think
Urine. I just
gotta pee.
Sexual bodily fluids.
All right, well, before I play, would Kyle like to sing the theme for our next segment?
Sing it, yeah.
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know if I remember it, but I could try.
Motherfucker, it's on the back of our koozie that T-Public doesn't have.
Is it on the back of a onesie for a baby?
We're going to karaoke style this. We're going to play it, and you're going to sing with
We're
it.
fucking
Can we do that?
drinking. Yeah. Right. Hey, we're fucking drinking. We're getting drunk. You want to know? Well, here you go. Hey.
We're drinking. We're getting drunk.
Drinking.
Woo!
Hey! Go, Kyle.
Live in person.
Getting drunk
we're
on a
drinking.
Friday night.
Free bird.
Hey.
Can't wait till our next live show so we can just get a crowd to sing with Kyle to that fucking song.
I think there's a kid at baby on the loose.
Wish. We need a video of that.
Oh my God, that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Of what?
Just a crowd singing that song along with you at a live show would be so much fun.
That would be amazing.
Geekified? Oh, Jesus Christ.
We need to do a Geekified. Fuck, I miss the Geekified events.
You need to have like an unplugged version where it's just one guitar. So like you or somebody playing
like
guitar.
an Elliott Smith rendition of the Hey We're Drinking song?
Exactly.
I mean, no. Green screen idea. We started doing like Flay of the Conchords, but with Hey We're Drinking. And we just keep doing random
Isn't
fucking
that essentially what
musical
Booze
stuff.
Clues was about?
Booze Clues, basically, yeah.
Yeah. Everyone else was drinking at the same time. I mean, that was fun.
That was fun. But okay, so we've got a lot of drinks to share here before we get back into the Matrix. First up, I brought a Cabernet Sauvignon from California, a 2018 Prophecy, where, as Jack was so astute to point out, the character on the front label definitely got some Vlad the Dracul vibes going.
That's what I thought it was.
Yeah.
But I look at the crown now, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not, but he's got the vampy vibes pretty hard.
That's
pretty
what you
hard.
call that. I altered enough not to get sued.
Yeah, pretty much.
Is that a wayward program?
That is a that is a wish.com Dracula.
The label says, at Prophecy Wines, our inspiration comes from the beauty of the harvest and the possibility of greatness in a glass. Wines are drawn from premier global growing regions, individually selected to bear each of the varietal's defining characteristics. Prophecy Cabernet Sauvignon showcases the best of California. The wine is expressive and smooth with layered notes of fresh blackberry, plum, and vanilla, with toasted oak and a long, soft finish.
I don't get the vanilla.
What I also have as well as a long, soft finish.
I mean, I will say that it's a much more rounded like flavor to it than the sweetness of the smell would lead you to. Like it doesn't taste as sweet as it smells.
No, not at all. But
And
it's
that's
also
an
not as
advantage.
dry as a lot of Cabernet Sauvignon.
It's not a super dry cab now, but very, very fruity, very like juicy.
Kyle hates this.
Juicy cab.
Kyle always references us, like Hobbit and I at wineries, just talking about the wine, and he just gives a shit for
Bunch
it.
of snooty bitches is what they are.
Remember the last cabin weekend?
Yes.
We hit the Septenary, and we're just trying the flight, and he's just like fucking
Just cracking up.
Wow, you know what I love about this aftertone is it's quite delightful.
yeah.
you don't. It's not an aftertone. Okay, anyway.
Whatever. See,
got some-
he can't help it.
I can't.
He can't help it.
I dated 3 wine hounds at once. I can't get the fucking discussion out of my head. Anytime I have wine now, I have to talk about like the current and the flavor and the palate.
There's a
and
difference between talking about it
and the
because you
notes.
appreciate it versus being a snoot about it. Fuckface.
What? Just you
But I was
too.
like, this is
It's good,
super
dude. I really
drinkable.
like it.
Yeah, no, it's surprisingly
This
like,
paired with a kind of like a spicy red sauce or something, because this has got some like some smoothness to it. That blackberry and that plum really does show up. There is that vanilla note on the finish.
Yes.
It is real smooth, bright flavors. So you have something a little bit spicy to it. If you do like
It does have still that little bit of dryness.
Right.
It's just not
Little
super
bit.
dry.
Yeah.
It coats my tongue in a sophisticated tone.
Okay,
So does
touch.
semen.
Just ignore it.
Anyway,
Well,
hey buddy,
No,
I'm just saying.
I see what you mean, because when you get a lot of good like spicy Caspasian kind of flavors, it clears out your palate. You're gonna taste this a lot more.
it's gonna brighten that up big time. Yeah.
it's gonna.
You know,
touch-
I'm a basic bitch when it comes to stuff. Like one of my big key like date things was a bottle of red and like a Belmont pizza
It'll work.
Yes, absolutely.
because they pair so well.
Yeah.
So I'm saying this, and you're saying with something a little spicy. This with like a solid like not maybe traditional buffalo because it's not as hot,
Italian sausage,
but a solid like wing sauce that's spicy.
Oh, yeah.
And he has some chicken wings. And I've never paired red wine with chicken wings before, but I think that'd be
I
good.
think this would work.
I think it would be good.
This definitely it like penetrates deep. It really gets to my source code.
Cabs usually go with like red meats.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but this doesn't have that
it's
like
that bloody
dry
flavor.
presence, and the tannin on it is minimal. Like this doesn't really have that like that tannin to it.
No,
very
it's
much.
still very fruity, but it's not like overly sweet, and it's definitely drier without being like just wasteland on your mouth.
Yeah.
So true, it hurts.
But I think even just because the
Don't
name of the wine is thematically appropriate, the prophecy for Matrix, but also I think like a night like with your sweetie, you decide like let's watch The Matrix. We haven't watched The Matrix in a while. You get a couple bottles of red wine. You sit on the couch, drink some red wine, watch The Matrix. Sounds like a fucking blast to me.
Yeah, that could be totally fun. Yes.
Yeah.
What is this vanilla crazy?
It's just delicious.
No, I'm into it, but like it's vanilla for fucking days, which is not a complaint.
It's a black and tan using 2 Richmond local beers.
So Commonwealth is not Richmond, but it's
not Richmond,
Virginia
but
local.
it's Virginia
local.
Yeah, thank you for correcting me.
No. I didn't mean to be like.
No, you're right. Like I confuse it because it's a Commonwealth Brewing Company for the stout. With the actual label is called Chocolade, named after Choco Bottom.
Nice.
It's a chocolate porter. It's very flavorful, and I paired it up with Bingo Beer's Bingo Lager, which is a very traditional lager, but it's like just
it's good. It's almost like
you can drink this.
It's a brighter lager. It's almost like it's like just that it adds enough malt to not be a pilsner.
Right.
And I love it. I love it.
With all seriousness, the straight smell of it is like a s'more.
It's delicious.
It smells delicious.
And just to so Commonwealth Brewing Co. is Virginia Beach. I knew it was somewhere east. I just couldn't remember where it was. So
yeah, I'm not as
East Coast
familiar
local bitches.
Yeah,
this is one of the better I've had because these guys will tell you I'm not like when it comes to the especially thick stouts or things like that.
Yeah,
I don't do them very. My stomach, my body just does not like them.
Yeah, I was talking earlier about Nuffer Flutter, which is I don't know where that one comes from, but it's like it's like a 13.5%, which I'll drink on its own.
Is that like a peanut buttery marshmallow taste?
Peanut butter, marshmallow, vanilla, and chocolate.
It
is brilliant, but
I'm erect.
It's like
that's what it took.
It's like drinking chocolate syrup. It is so damn. Thing.
Oh, I am.
Yeah.
The Chocolat is a 7.5. It's really not all that heavy, and especially when you're splitting it with the Bingo Lager.
No, I love this mix. It's fucking because all that brightness from the Bingo comes in first.
Yeah,
and it's really good. It's really good.
Fuck yeah.
Anyway,
so we got some good shares this time around.
Yeah.
I'm pretty stoked about it. Now, we've talked mostly about the first Matrix movie for, good reason, but I did want to get into the basic storyline of the later 2 Matrix movies as well, is that a lot of the second movie is kind of like shared between in the Matrix and in Zion. And the third movie is mostly in the modern day future, right? In Zion, there's not a lot of Matrix actually happening.
No, which... Except for they save it all for the end.
Yeah.
In the third one, they literally save it all for like the 40-minute fucking fight scene.
You mean Dragon Ball Z the movie?
Sure.
No, you would need several movies, several more.
I'm
movies.
just saying, a lot of that sequence in the last fight between Neo and Agent Smith is what I would imagine a live-action Dragon Ball Z movie should have been. Was those kind of fight sequence moments where it was powerful punches and like drawn out like charging action kind of thing.
Giant craters formed when they fall back from the sky,
like
all that shit.
That was what I would have expected for the Dragon Ball Z film. And then what we ultimately got was a knockoff of Avatar The Last Airbender.
Superman. It's basically what you got. Was Superman 2.
The thing that always kind of bugged me about the later 2 Matrix movies is that at the end of the first movie, when he's like shot and then he like comes back and he's like seeing the code, and he can manipulate it where he can literally like make bullets stop and dive into a person's body and explode them from inside, and he can fly, and like he's like basically able to do whatever the fuck he wants to, make the Matrix do what he wants to.
Right.
And then you get the second movie, and the only thing that he's added to his arsenal of things for the most part is that he does the Superman thing sometimes. Like he's able to manipulate the Matrix to his whim, and he's still is not impossible to fight. Like, he could be like Doc Manhattan and snap his fingers and just explode Agent Smith if he wanted to. Because Agent Smith at that point is still deeply connected to the Matrix. Like,
well, isn't that part of Morpheus' fault? Trying to teach him not to. Yeah.
Well, no, I see where you're going with that, but because Agent Smith's code became unique, that then became his adversary. That's why even continuing into the new one, it's his adversary, even on a physical level. Like, so in 2 and 3, he couldn't beat. Neo was taking them all down, but at the same time, eventually they would overpower because there's more of that unique code acting as one against him than there was at anywhere else in the Matrix. So it makes sense why it was difficult for him to fight Smith versus any other agent coming at him.
Yeah.
I mean, I liked that in the newer movie, they have that moment where him and Smith essentially agree that our objectives align, so we can work together. But his presence in the new film is richly diminished, and I think that's mostly because they couldn't get Hugo Weaving to come reprise the role, which was a disappointment. But I
think it was a good call.
I think it was a good call.
I noticed he wasn't in the trailer, so I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I think it was a good call because it would have been a dead giveaway if he did show up as Hugo Weaving.
Yeah.
But
that made more sense than...
Yeah, but like his actual presence, I don't feel like he had a lot of influence on the actual plot going forward. Like, there's that nice moment where him and Neo go, like, yeah, we're on the same side for this moment, but, we're not going to be after this fight is over. But that's, like, if he wasn't there, they still would have won the fight.
Yeah. I completely agree, and I think that they probably. I read theories and things out there, especially leading up to the movie, and I think not being able to get Lawrence Fishburne and not being able to get Hugo Weaving, they had to kind of kind of form that script.
Yeah,
and I think that's where I think if you were able to get him back, you probably would have had
a very different film.
Yes, a much different film. And it would have been beautifully done, but because they had to rewrite it, I mean, it would have been nostalgic. It would have been fanboy, fan service. But that's what we love.
How would they have written more like Lawrence Fishburne back in?
They would have done like they did, which is
with Niobe, where they aged him up.
Exactly,
and they would have had him still existent. I don't think necessarily having those actors back would have like changed very much about like the final product. I don't think that film would have been saved by having more fan service moments. I don't think it would have been served the film because honestly, the intention of what the movie was supposed to be was there. I don't think more fan service moments would have actually made it better.
Well, and maybe not. And honestly, if you really look at the film, I've watched it twice now, and if you really look at it, it's actually a big middle finger to the WB. To the Warner Brothers.
I'm good for that.
It really is. Even in the movie, the movie is it's a movie within reality. That's why it's so meta.
So meta.
Right. Yes. There's not a fourth. There's an eighth. There's a 16th wall to break, and that is what they try to portray within the film. But a lot of it making the movie, I feel, is a big middle finger to like, listen, you guys were going to do this without us. You've been begging the Wachowskis. They refused for so many years. Then he went, well, we're going forth without you. You don't have a choice. Do it or don't. And then one of them decided to do it. So within making that script for this, there was a big fuck
so it's only
you to
one of them.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. It's only one of them.
Because I asked earlier before we record, I asked if it was the same directors, and you said
I can't
yes.
remember is it Lana?
I think
Lana
Wachowski.
Wachowski.
Yeah. So. Yeah, it was definitely one of those situations where they were rocking a hard place. It's either let them do whatever fuck all bullshit to get the writer of Geostorm to write a Matrix movie or something. Get Roland Emmerich to do a Matrix movie.
Oh God, that would have sucked.
The moon is attacking us.
Right? Or they jump on board and throw something together and try to have some semblance of like connective tissue to the original trilogy.
I still think there is a really big theme that has come back around in the fourth film that was hinted at in the second and third, that you don't quite see until you really sit back and think about it. So there's
like the Matrix. You don't see it.
All right. So there's the introduction of the fact that everything
tissue.
is in a cycle in the second film, with the architect explaining that there's previous versions of Neo, and there's the guesstimation that the Merovingian is a previous version of Neo as well. So if the Merovingian can be a different version of Neo from a previous iteration of the Matrix, why couldn't the architect have been as well? Because at the end of the fourth film, you have Neo and Trinity flying off to make a new paradise version of the Matrix for humanity. So what was the first version of the Matrix? A paradise version of the humanity designed by the architect, and then with notes from the Oracle about how to make it better. So who is the architect and who is the Oracle in this new version of the Matrix?
Sure.
So the 7 iterations of the Matrix that the architect talks about, how many iterations of the Matrix existed before the architect? And is the architect actually a previous version of Neo?
Considering, and I'm only going off the new movie, so considering the analyst knows about the previous architect, it would stand to reason that the previous architect would know about the architect before him, if there was one.
Well, I think it's kind of showing that he knows that Neo is the architect, because even the way that the world sees Neo versus how Neo sees himself is an old man with gray hair and a gray beard that looked, at one point, I was like, that looks like Mel.
That's actually supposed to be a representation of Trinity's what's her real name?
Kate Moss.
Kate Moss. Thank you. That she is that's her actual husband. It's supposed to be a representation of her actual husband, so that within that world, he was always supposed to be with Trinity type character.
Well, it comes to the question of, why does the Matrix exist? It's there to control humanity.
Sure.
Right? So if we take that step out and we think about Descartes and we think about Poplar, the philosophers that they based a lot of the existentialism of the Matrix on.
Okay.
If we keep taking steps backward from the sphere, so there's the control of humanity. What if the control of humanity is a delusion by the machines, and it's humanity controlling the machines, and then it's the machines who are controlling humanity, who think they're controlling the machines? So the analyst thinks he knows about the architect, but the architect is actually the one who designed the analyst, and it's just an infinite, it's a Mobius strip, where they keep creating themselves in infinite loops over and over and over again, to the point that you don't know what is real and what is fictional, and
who is controlling who.
Well, early on, I would completely accept that. It's a valid theory within that realm. But with the fourth one, the one thing that you really you got the programs within the original one thought for themselves. They were programs, but they did have AI. Like, they did think they were a singularity within themselves, right? That's the whole point of the army rising up against them and so on and so forth, was that they were a civilization of thinking machines or that created programs who thought for themselves, but still had a certain set of parameters of things that they had to abide by. But they still thought for themselves. Right, so within this new one, the Matrix Resurrections, the machines or the programs decide to help and be on the side of humans, which, as far as we know, has never been the case within human history.
In that piece of the continuity, but how many times has this loop gone on?
Well, that's the Alice down the rabbit hole, right?
And reference from the first film.
Sure. Yeah. Sure. Well, that's a huge part of the story.
And, this conversation alone right now makes me realize that the Matrix is responsible for Elon Musk, because
Jesus.
I guarantee you.
Why do you keep bringing it back?
I guarantee you that he was smoking weed.
He's gonna come after,
watching the Matrix, and be like,
he will win.
This shit's brilliant, bro. If one day I get a fucking platinum mine in my name, then or diamond mine or whatever, then
emeralds.
It's
emeralds.
Emerald mine.
Jesus,
then
like the Sonic game, like this type of
platinum mine. I don't think platinum.
Just living in a different reality.
Platinum's an alloy.
Yeah.
Well, whatever. Yeah, but a mine of precious stones.
I pose a question to you all: if you could live in a programmed world, whether Matrix style or like Ready Player One, that type of universe. But if you could have a choice in which universe you live in, it could be a video game or a movie or just something of your own creation. What would you think you would go with? Hobbit.
Second Life.
Second
Jesus.
Life.
What a fucking cop-out answer. It's just
That's probably closer to what the Matrix
real
would
world
be
with-
where
It's
than
even
every
in the.
fucking
It's
anything
even
else.
just in the name. That's all right.
it's the real world with less graphics. It's like everybody's face looks like it does in bar lighting.
God, I would love that.
Like just distorted.
Just
I
distorted.
know, it's a lie.
I already
It's
have
all a
facial
lie.
recognition problems. That would be so much the fucking dream. Jesus.
There's so many universes that I love, and
I would
most of
choose
them
the Black Lodge.
the Black Lodge.
The table is formica.
Most of the worlds that I love, I wouldn't want to live in. Like, as Marvel Universe is cool as shit, but you don't want to live there. Like, there's shit blowing up every 2
Lawnmower
seconds.
Man.
Yeah.
What is, dude? Horrible CGI. What the fuck is, dude? Did you hear?
But you know
Jesus
what?
fucking Christ!
Great CGI for the time.
No, it wasn't.
I do it to
No,
upset
it
you.
wasn't.
You know what? No, you know what? Fuck it. It's not my favorite world, but you know what? I'd be fucking stoked and happy and relaxed, and I wouldn't have to work that hard. Fucking Animal Crossing. Just chill out. I go fishing sometimes. I bring a fish to my friend. Like that's my day. That's my whole fucking day. I get new furniture for how many fucking the crab apples I find in a tree, and I'm like, I fucking found crab apples. Guess I'm not getting a new couch. That's my fucking day. That's great.
If I'm getting plugged into a digital world for the rest of eternity, I'd probably go with like anything that isn't like this, you know?
Literally like lowest bar possible.
I just mean like Animal Crossing is depressing in the fact that you spend most of your time paying off your mortgage.
Yeah,
It is very similar to real life. I've watched the kid play it, and I'm like, why is this a game? This is what I do.
Yeah, it's like playing.
This is like what I do.
It's like playing The Sims, but you don't get to do as much of the fantastical.
All right, fuck
shit.
it. Change my answer. Tapper.
You know what? The answers you've been given. How about fucking Frogger, motherfucker?
Frogger.
I'm gonna throw you in the Frogger universe.
But we already live
Jump
in
in.
Frogger every day. Like that's what life kind of feels like
Just
right
heart
now. It's
racing, full of anxiety.
just trying not to get fucking hit by something.
Frogger is
big.
just.
I feel like my life is Pac-Man.
Frogger's just Main Street near the
Trying to eat
VCU
my
campus.
ghost.
That's all it is.
Trying to avoid the people who are trying to consume everything that is what I am, but everything just progressively gets faster and faster and faster.
I would probably. I feel like
That's
I'd
called
be.
severe anxiety.
Yeah,
That's-
Hi. What did I just say?
My name is
chicken.
Slim Shady.
Anxiety.
I would want if I'm gonna get plugged into the Matrix, I want one that's more self-writing. Is all I'm saying. Like something where I get to like play around with it, and not
Like a
just live somebody else's narrative.
Like a Zork sort of situation.
I
where
would
you
think more like a Star Trek holodeck, but you know, however you
more
wanna
high
frame
tech.
that.
You want to go more high tech
Yeah.
than just typing it in? That's fine. That's
Yeah.
fine. We understand. I get it. It's less work.
So Smash, what about you? Where are you living?
Dude, I design D&D campaigns on a fucking weekend because I get bored. I've been trying to get one kicked off the ground for ages, for like 3 different groups. So like, yeah. Having a holodeck would be like my fucking wet dream.
Yeah, I guess it would. Yeah. Mine. So I would think I have several things in my head. As far as a digital world goes, I think a video game a lot. I have I've been playing Legend of Zelda a lot, and I think if I'm going to be,
dear Lord,
if
you
I'm
wanna
going
be
to be,
Hyrule?
yes, if I'm going to,
Which version of Hyrule are you talking about? Are you talking like Wind Wakers?
Super Nintendo Legend of Zelda.
Nice.
That was a good fucking.
I think I would, if I had a choice, I would be in that world. That would probably be my primary choice.
Ooh, Age of Colossus would be nice.
That would be good.
Beautiful vistas and like a world where you're not the most important person in the universe.
You want to hear something crazy? My second choice, which is and we were talking about this outside because I'm a huge Resident Evil fan, is Resident Evil 2. The original Resident Evil 2 would probably be the world I'd be in.
No.
Oh God.
The original Resident Evil 2 Nemesis, right?
No, that's 3.
That in the game world, that's 3. That's right.
That's 3 in the game world.
That's right. Because I was pissed when the actual second movie came out because they brought in Nemesis or a low rent Nemesis into the second film.
Here's the reason: because the original version actually has several different secret endings.
Yeah.
And you have to play it dozens of times. But I love that game so much.
You want to
and the
live in a
puzzles.
zombie apocalypse world?
I know it sounded crazy.
Why would you?
But if I have my choice to live in that world, I'm never really dying, so let's just have fun doing it.
I mean,
The smell alone, dude.
at that point, like
Fuck.
there's like a
think about
thousand
it.
different
Like, you walk
versions
out,
of
it's
like
just
I
decomposing
can't
flesh.
die, or if I do die, I come back kind of.
Think of it like a
realities.
holodeck program that you can get out of, right? So
Yeah.
you go in there, you have your fucking, your little zombie apocalypse, your Walking Dead, whatever you want to call it. Then you maybe switch to a new one. Maybe I go back to Hyrule. But my primary would definitely be Legend of Zelda.
Okay.
We'll stick with that.
All right.
But I want to kill some zombies.
What did you say, Lowdown?
I mean, that's fair.
I
enough.
was joking with the Black Lodge because, like, I don't even know what. I still don't understand what the fuck was going on in there.
Yeah, right.
He's like, I mean, can anybody explain to me what was going on?
You wouldn't want to live in like Gunslinger Land or something, or
That's like borderline as bad as zombie apocalypse.
yeah, that's pretty
no,
rough.
no, I will live in Gunslinger Land when he was a wee lad, and it was just magic
Before
and guns
shit went-
and
Oh, wait, I got it.
Before the apocalypse.
Before shit went south.
exactly.
Yeah.
Leisure Suit Larry.
You-
That's,
yeah, you-
that's
Oh,
my-
Fuck! Why did you have to resurrect that memory in my head?
most-
Live it
Rapist video
every
game.
once in a
right.
while. Every once in a while, when the world just pisses you off so much. Living in the reality of what's that Michael Douglas movie?
Oh, Falling Down.
Yes,
Oh,
that
yeah.
movie. Yes.
The fact you instantaneously knew what movie he
No,
meant.
because hey,
No, I get it. You two are life mates. I get it. But I'm just saying.
because
There's
hey,
a Bluetooth
sometimes
connection
you have
in their brain.
you have those days.
It's just one of those days.
No, I get it.
I
Like
will fucking
honestly,
end you.
that is one of the greatest films
Hunter's
that
not
Michael
here.
Douglas has ever made.
Agreed.
Oh, dude,
Agreed.
Because it's not just a channeling of every frustration that modern man has with the world that we are at, but also a criticism of the kind of people who would do that.
You know what? It's fucking relevant today.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
I think it gets more relevant every year.
goddamn right it does.
And also, I think it's one of the best movies of was that Schumacher?
Was that
It
Schumacher?
was either
was that
Schumacher or Michael
Schumacher?
Bay. Yeah, it was like
Really?
one of the shitty action directors of the 90s.
Well, all right, hold on. I gotta.
You're gonna Google that shit right
I-
now.
It's got to be Schumacher because that cannot be Michael Bay.
By the way,
don't tell me he did a good movie
Schumacher
besides
has
Bad
actually
Boys.
Schumacher actually has some credible work besides
a
Batman.
couple things.
Hey,
Yeah,
here's a tertiary choice.
Schumacher's Batmans were shit.
That's what I'm saying. He has
Oh, okay.
actually good work under his
Yeah.
belt.
Yeah. I
Everyone
got you,
just
I got you.
talks about Batman.
It
Here's
was
some-
Schumacher.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Damn.
That's
No,
a great
no,
fucking film, dude.
Yeah,
Amazing
no,
film. Yeah.
That's the proof that he actually does know what the fuck he's doing. He just doesn't give a shit during Batman or Phantom of the Opera.
yeah, right.
Here's a tertiary
Robert
choice.
Englund,
Is
Schumacher was Phantom of the Opera.
Free Guy.
Yeah.
Free Guy.
Right, because the story is there's a a Grand Theft Auto type world built on top of the original code, which
Yeah.
was just a big island where things actually evolve. That would be a cool fucking place.
Well,
to be.
if we could go by Grand Theft Auto, I would just live in the San Andreas world because I'm half black, so that would
Yeah, no, you do
Totally.
well there.
totally work.
I forget
Yeah.
I forget that about you.
There's no Grand Theft Auto world where I'm gonna do well. Like there's not.
Maybe like the first bird's eye view on fucking like.
You're the
Super
guy that gets
Nintendo.
randomly cold cocked right across the face, and we steal your wallet.
I'm the guy
Yeah, you're that guy.
whose new Nissan Versa gets fucking stolen from me.
I'm the money guy who gets kidnapped at some point in the game, and you have to rescue because he knows where all the cryptocurrency is.
Oh, no,
No,
nice.
If you just grow
That's
the
Grand Theft
sides
Auto
out a little
12.
bit, you would literally be the main character of Vice City.
Oh, that's not good. I don't think I can do
Lots
that
of
much
cocaine.
cocaine.
Yes,
I'm
you
not the
can.
guy that even gets
I
carjacked.
believe in you.
I'm the guy that's in khakis that when you pull out your gun in the street, he's like, oh no, and runs away. That's me.
Yeah.
That's,
Is that you?
Totally.
That's my character.
And then we come steal your wallet.
Yeah. No, you just run and you like knock me over as you run down the street. And I'm like, oh, I'm on the ground.
No,
now.
you're probably like, in San Andreas when you can pull over and use the code and like nail some hooker, you're the hooker.
Ouch.
Damn.
Again, that's sexy Trinity over here
See?
with Kyle.
See?
You know what? I take that as a compliment. That means people are willing to pay me for sex. So you know what? Like,
I mean,
you
I
know what?
am.
Thank you.
I mean,
I
I don't want you to be pointless
I heart you.
Aw.
Hobbit. I heart you.
Aw.
I don't want you to just be pointless dropping something run away. I was like, no, like someone pulled over swiftly to nail that ass, and they got it, and there you go.
I'll call you Double Tap Hobbit.
Yeah. Once you tap once, you got to tap twice.
Exactly. We got to come. We got to come back.
We got to work on that. We got to work on that.
Where's
No, we
the
got to work
rails?
on the once you hit it.
Yeah.
Once you go
Once you go what?
Middle Earth, you never. I don't know.
Damn it.
You never want too much girth. I don't.
Oh no!
Once you go halfling, you want more of that thing.
That okay? There's two.
That
we
fat,
gotta figure it
that
out.
fat thing. You need to have some more
Yeah.
descriptive words there.
Once you do the Hobbit, you can't
adjectives.
top it.
We gotta think of something. We got 3.
You've got several.
I mean,
We got options for the next bumper sticker, my friend.
or T-shirt.
The road to
Yeah.
success is lined with Hobbit for second breakfast.
No, the road
No.
to success is lined with Hobbit sex.
Yeah. We be humping.
No, you got the old school Twix song. Ooh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Bum,
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 bum.
Squirtus, Hobbitus,
Second
Maximus.
breakfast for
Squirtus,
this ass.
Hobbitus, Maximus.
Oh, God.
That's a new T-shirt design coming out in the next few months.
Jesus Christ.
Squirtus,
Hobbitus,
Hobbitus,
Maximus.
That's awesome.
It's just big, bold, impact font lettering.
Oh,
Dude, that's
Like straight out
amazing.
of Compton
Yeah,
kind of style.
right, yeah.
That is so good.
so
That is
much
so
squirt.
good.
So
All right, on
much
that note, we
squirt.
Are you not entertained?
That's what we should yell at every episode of this.
This should be
podcast.
Matrix Redline. That's what it's going to be. Matrix. The
Red band trailer
yeah,
right there.
Matrix
One big red
Redline. Yeah.
All right, so we've got one more thing to do before we get out of here for this episode, and that is the thing that some people love for some reason and some people rightly hate.
Those people are wrong.
Yeah, we're talking about making a drunken scene. Making a drunken scene.
Waka waka.
Yep, that's
No, but see, Sesame Street, Muppets, two different things.
that's close, but
Yeah.
How
not quite there.
fucking? It's this. You
It's
know
a
what?
hand up something's ass.
Exactly.
Just like we'll do with Hobbit after the recording
Yay.
stops.
Yeah.
Okay, so
It's like when you're filing your taxes.
the first one is from the first Matrix, and it's the famous "There is no spoon" scene. So we've got the Spoonboy is apparently the name of the character.
Spoonboy.
Can I do Spoonboy? Who's doing Spoonboy?
You gonna do it in the voice of Chris Cornell? Yes.
I don't.
I-
I will try.
Bending magic in his hands.
Spoonboy.
Spoonboy.
I got to get a little farther away from the mic there.
Okay. Is
So
that making me Neo?
That makes you Neo.
Oh,
Yeah.
great.
Neo Bandito.
I'm thinking of Rolling Stones.
Mick Jagger?
Jagger.
Mick Jagger.
Oh, shit.
So Mick Jagger versus Chris Cornell.
Yes.
What we're
Oh,
doing?
Lord. Here
All
we
right.
go.
What-
All right. Fuck me.
What twooth? What spoon?
All right.
All right.
Rusty Cage. Wait, wrong one.
What truth after I...
Yeah,
Are we ready?
Yeah,
Yes,
we're ready.
yes.
Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Nights is gonna be a fucking tire fire.
There.
I have to sing this too. This is.
Hold on.
You don't have to.
I gotta find my drunken
There's
pirate.
no other way to do Chris Cornell than to sing
That's,
it.
that's true.
I don't know.
I'm anticipating.
I hold on. I gotta get the attitude of Mick Jagger right.
All right, I'm gonna sing while you do that. Don't. Don't try. Bend the spoon. That's impossible. Instead, only try to realize the truth.
Okay.
What truth?
There is no spoon.
There is no spoon.
Then you'll see that is not the spoon that bends. It is only yourself.
Shit. That made my heart so fucking happy. Holy shit. That was awesome.
Fucking yikes town.
Dude,
This is
awesome.
This is some method acting because
Yeah.
we're both definitely not sober.
No, that was beautiful, you two. Good job. Good job.
Oh my god. All right. So yeah, that's
That's my best one since Captain America. It's the only good one I've done with an X.
For Lowdown and I, we're doing a Chad and Trinity scene from The Matrix Resurrections. Do you want to be Chad or do you want to be Trinity?
You look like a fucking Chad.
Fucking Chad.
Fuck you, Kyle. Go punch a fucking wall.
He was talking to Hobbit.
Jesus Christ.
Fucking Chad.
Fucking, I'll go with Trinity.
You'll be Trinity? Trinity going into full fucking Karen mode in this scene, too. Here we go.
There's always that
This
Chad.
is from Matrix Resurrections from 2021. Tiffany, you have to come with us. Tiffany.
Stupid. Fucking damn it. Yo, I wish you fucking stop calling me that. Bitch, I hate that name. My name is Trinity. And you better take your hands off me, ho.
That is a match made in hell right there.
Oh God. Oh my God. Could you imagine that like wedding?
Friday.
They were married. That's the fucking frightening part.
Yeah.
Friday night improv theater.
Oh, dude. So I'm saying we need to hit up Sandman. We could do this shit all night.
Right? Yeah.
All night.
God. All right. So yeah, that is
good.
our
all right.
our drunken scene.
That's good.
So that is the end of this episode of Geeks Under the Influence. Thank you so much for sticking around for this fucking
tire fire. This is a
Look, if you stay to the end, seriously, let us know and we'll send you something.
Yeah,
we don't know what we'll send you, but it's something because you deserve it.
All two of you.
Yeah.
It's probably shit in a box.
Yeah.
It's my shit in a box.
At least it's not dick in the box.
It's my shit in a box.
Yeah. No phallic symbols in a box.
Baby. We have like 3 designs for new t-shirts from this episode. So
Can we make shit in a box
Shit in
one
a
too?
box is so happening.
We literally got 2 designs.
Shit in the
Minimum
box
right now.
Shit in the box.
Squirtus, Hobbitus, Maximus.
Oh no!
Stop
The
it.
Bezos Maximus. The
Bezos Wayland Yutani
yeah,
symbol.
yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for listening to this fucking tire fire.
And squirting.
Definitely check out GUIPodcast.com for all the other shows on the network. We got a bunch. They're all some semblance of this kind of fucking nonsense.
They're all moist.
They're all geeky. They're all weird. They're all off the cuff. They're all very fun. So GUIPodcast.com for the links. Join us on social media. Tell us what you want to hear on future episodes. We're being a lot more fast and loose this year with our episodes. So
Yeah.
So if you have an idea for something that we should cover, definitely let us know. We're always interested in trying out new ideas and giving y'all what you want. I don't know why I stared directly into
I know.
Lowdown's
What the
eyes
fuck
when I
was
said,
that?
We all
"Give
know
you
why
what
you stared.
want."
Apparently.
Yeah.
We all know
So-
why you stared directly at him.
right.
It's a-
Stare lovingly into your loved one's eyes.
Yeah.
Yes.
This carpet's soaked.
We'll find you next time. Next week will be GUI nights, and then we got some other shit planned after that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And make sure to rate, review, subscribe. Thank you to the Creep-A-Zoids for their song Dead by Dawn for the intro and outro. And we'll see you next time. I'm Mike the Hobbit. Join us in the Matrix or die.
Bitch, you better shut the fuck up.
No.
Squirt, squirt.
Join us or die! Join us or die! Or I will swallow your soul!
GUIPodcast.com.
Oh, I'm on the ground now.